Alright, so this is the curling problem. You have object, what is it, object C hitting into object D. Object D goes up, object C comes down. We know that there is a sum of the momentum in the y direction, sum of the momentum initial and final. Initially we have no y momentum. Its object is all horizontal, the other object is stationary. No y momentum initially. That means in the end we have to have 0. And that makes sense because the momentum of D minus the momentum of C is going to sum to 0. I took the momentum and I divided them up into their MVs. Remembering we're in the y direction here, so it's Vy, it's object D, and it's the final because I brought it over. This is the mass, this is the Vy, object C, final. I can't bring these y's over to the x direction, so I use trig to substitute in for Vy d final. Vy d final is Vd final sine theta d. I brought this m down to here. I did the same thing on this side. MC stays. Vyc final becomes this should say Vc final. Vc final, I'll fix that. Vc final sine theta c. I have several of these numbers, and I'm going to plug and chug. I put in the numbers that I knew, and I solved for Vd final, 2.6, sine of theta d, that's what I don't know. So I'm going to bring this over in the x direction and solve. Alright, in the x, I have the sum of the momentum initially, which is only object C, equals the sum of the momentum final. In the x direction, momentum of object D in the x direction, momentum of object C in the x direction. These are both finals. Leaving this the same, got to get rid of the x component. Vd final cosine theta d, got to get rid of the x component. Vc final cosine theta. I know most of these numbers. I'm going to plug in now. Alright, substituting in 10, 12, 10, substituting in the 2 sine theta from over here. Stays the same, don't know what it is. 10, 3, cosine 60. I'm going to resolve and solve for theta. 120, 26, sine or cosine over sine is 1 over tan, 15. 105, 26, bring that up, bring that down, take the inverse tangent, 14, and then I can go back and I can solve for the speed because I have that expression here, and I can find out that the speed turns out to be 10.7 meters per second. Now I do know that some people solved for the speed first because they had Vx and they had Vy and they just used Pythagorean theorem. I might make another video, but I might not. I might just say, that's another way of doing it.